Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another vidIQ live stream. My name is Dan, and we are back once again with our Wednesday chat, our Wednesday Q&A live stream. So what we're going to do today, as we do every Wednesday, is we're going to talk about a topic. And then after we are done chatting about said topic, we're going to allow you to ask some questions. We're going to sit here for the majority of the live stream taking your questions and having conversations about YouTube and all the cool things you guys bring up. So it's always important to have maybe another screen where you're kind of keeping some notes, questions you'd like us to answer later on for that part, maybe a notepad, however you would like to document this. The best thing you can do for yourself is to write down any questions you think of so that you can ask them during our Q&A session. Today, we're talking about two things that could be holding you back from getting where you want to be on YouTube. And I just put up a poll. I'm really curious to see how everybody votes on this poll, what you think those two things might be. As you vote on that poll, is sitting in our chat right now. Let's go ahead and welcome in today's co-chair, Mr. Viper. How's it going?
Woo! We are back, baby. What's going on, Dan? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. We had a very good live stream yesterday, so we figured, you know what? Let's pick up on some of the topics that we talked about yesterday and bring them into today and go a little bit more in depth. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Like Dan said, he put up the poll. So you guys take a moment to vote in that poll. What do you think we're going to cover in today's live stream?
So far, we've gotten, it looks like most of you have voted already. Now, the poll sits at 51% of you think it's views and subscribers. Views and subscribers are holding you back on YouTube. 8% of you think it's monetization and super chats, which is good. I'm glad. Now it's 7%. I'm glad to see you guys didn't fall for that one. And then 40% of you think it might be titles and thumbnails. So this is really interesting. A lot of votes still coming in. Everyone's voting on this poll. Thank you so much for engaging with this poll. Should we tell them? Should we tell them what it is?
You know what? I think we should.
Okay. So to those of you who said views and subscribers, which is the majority of you, we find it. That ain't it.
Nah.
It ain't views and subscribers holding you back. That doesn't make any sense.
No, none.
It's monetization and super chat. No, it is titles and thumbnails.
There you go.
Titles and thumbnails could be holding you back on YouTube. And that was why today's stream was deliberately vague in its title and its thumbnail, because we want to emphasize the point. So thank you for playing. I'm going to end that poll. We'll do another fun poll later. We want to talk today about titles and thumbnails because they are the most important thing to getting the click. If you don't have views and you don't have subscribers, that's how you get views and subscribers, by getting people to click on your videos at first. One of the biggest complaints I've seen with new creators, not really complaints, but frustrations, is that I've heard this so many times. You know, I spend so much time on my videos. I spend hours editing these videos. I pour my blood, sweat, and tears into these videos, and still nobody's watching. And the problem with that comes down to titles and thumbnails, because nobody knows you spent all that time. You could have the best video ever created on YouTube, and if your title and your thumbnail aren't getting the click, no one's going to ever know that. No one has any idea how much time you put in. That's what we want to try and fix today. Not only is this going to come down to titles and thumbnails, but also topic relevancy. We have a lot of different conversations that can stem off of this. So as we're chatting today, please be writing down your questions. As we said, we will get to a Q&A segment. I would say maybe in 20 to 30 minutes, give or take. We don't put any hard limits on our chats, because Viper and I are very chatty, and this could last a while.
You never know.
Before we do that, as we're warming up our brains here for this conversation, I should probably let you know that not only do we bring you our channel audit live stream on Tuesdays and this live stream on Wednesdays, we actually have a whole suite of tools that could be helping you while we're not here to do so ourselves. It's called vidIQ. You can download it from the description down below. There's a link. You can get our full suite of tools for 30 days free if you haven't already taken advantage of that. And you can access tools like one we don't talk about a whole lot, achievements. I love the achievements tool. It's going to tell you roughly, hey, when are you going to hit that next big milestone? So for us, this tool thinks on our current trajectory, by the 10th of November, we will be at 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And that is valuable information, because for such a big milestone, we might want to plan for that. We might want to do something for that. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh,
I
we're doing
can't.
something. We're doing something.
I mean, I can't say if we're doing something or not, but now we know that we have limited time to do that. And we're going to do our best to make this number go down. We're going to try and get this before November. But that's just what you do. We're about to hit, what is it, 80 million views in mid-December. So all of these different stats here, and the achievements tool goes over all kinds of things, even tells you your top performing video of all time. And then when you click into these, hopefully this will come up. There we go. It will give you a certificate that you can download, you can share on social media, and let everybody know, hey, I just hit 950,000 subscribers. So check this out. This is just one of many tools. We just launched Daily Ideas, which gives you a whole list of different ideas that you can save and dismiss based on, you know, what's going on with your channel. This tool is analyzing your channel as well as your audience to come up with helpful ideas every single day. 50 ideas if you have a boost plan. This one here today in front of us right now. YouTube subscribers decrease, subscribers, views, watch hours decreasing. So while this wouldn't make the best title, I might think about this and go, is there a topic I need to be covering here? Because it looks like people might be concerned with subscriber counts and watch hours decreasing. So I might save this idea just purely for research purposes later on. How to monetize on YouTube, a topic we haven't covered in some time. So we might save that one as well. How to increase views on YouTube, YouTube views, trick short. We talked about shorts quite a bit. Maybe I would dismiss this one. So that is kind of how daily ideas work. You can also get them in a full list view. And yeah, again, if you have our boost plan, 50 ideas every single day, catered to your channel. So where should we begin, Viper? We have a lot of different examples we want to talk about today of titles and thumbnails and combinations.
You know what? So here's the thing. When we were doing our channel audits yesterday, I talked about how some of you all put too much text into your thumbnails, right? And I made the comment that your title should be where the majority of your text live, because that is what the people were looking at. The thumbnail is complementary of your title, but the title is where the text goes. That is the text. So let's start with titles, Dan.
All right. So with titles, and again, these things do go hand in hand. But when it comes to titles, Viper's absolutely right. And now we admit certain verticals on YouTube will be better than others for text on thumbnails. People will use it in place of images for a number of different reasons. But in a lot of cases, you can get away with having no text on your thumbnails at all, and you can find yourself getting a lot of views that way if you let the title do the heavy lifting. So I want to look at this example right here from Rob. It's just Rob took a picture of himself. He threw a silhouette over it with the YouTube logo. This is how to beat the YouTube algorithm. And the reason I'm guessing Rob chose this combination of thumbnail and title is because no one really makes thumbnails like this. You don't really see somebody taking up the majority of the thumbnail, but in silhouette form. And it's big and it's red and it's kind of eye-catching. You know, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And that just kind of draws your eye to the title right here. This is how to beat the YouTube algorithm. Think about it. That's what's being said there. It's hard to talk about just titles and not look at these thumbnails, I will admit.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's go over to what's a good example here. You know who's really good with titles is Think Media. Think Media, you'll notice as you look through their content, they target a lot of search, and they're building basically, as they put it, a repository of content on their channel. So over time, they might release a video and on day one, it's not getting thousands and thousands of views, but over time, certain videos are blowing up, and that's because they're experts, especially at targeting search in this particular scenario. And it's incredible to see. So the titles here are just really straightforward. Let's look at a couple here. Just to find my magnifying glass. If you're under 1,000 subscribers, watch this. And does the thumbnail repeat that? No, it just says don't miss this, and a few different creators that you're going to presumably hear from in the video. If you're under 1,000 subscribers, watch this. I'm sure a lot of people who are under 1,000 subscribers will search and find that video as it comes up.
So let's dig into that a little bit, Dan. You said, do the title and thumbnail repeat? And the answer is no. If
Correct.
you already have a phrase or some words in your title, why would you go and then repeat that in your thumbnail? It makes no sense. You are literally wasting space. You
I call it,
know,
yeah, I call it wasted real estate.
yeah, waste the real estate. You guys know that when you are scrolling through potential videos to watch on YouTube, you have mere seconds to catch somebody's attention. And if you are repeating text that is already in your title and putting that same text in your thumbnail, you are wasting a potential chance to draw a viewer with something else that could be occupying that space where you are using the repeating text. So why do that? Don't do that.
Think about the emotion that this video right here puts in your head here. No more editing. If you're a YouTube creator, seeing no more editing is going to make you at least read that title. This one device blew up my editing workflow. And then the last thing in the title, you can't really see it. It says Blackmagic Atom Mini Review. So the product name is in the title, but that's the search bit. That's the bit at the very end. That almost doesn't matter what it's called though, guys. No more editing is almost all I would need to see to click on this. So an example of if you're going to use text, think about the emotion that you could pull out of people. You know, think about how much of a relief this might be for some creators to see. Oh my gosh, the editing process takes so much time. What, like, I see this device I've never seen before and it says no more editing. Okay, take my money. You know, you're going to click on the video. You're going to want to learn more about that device. And if you look at the history of videos we watch from Think Media, this is actually one that we watched recently. Judging by the red bar here, maybe Rob watched this. Maybe he's tired of editing. I don't know. So
Maybe.
that is just another example of using text in your thumbnails to express an emotion. Let's talk about some other channels here, though. Let's go back to ours. I had a kind of a success recently that I've been patting myself on the back with for some time. It was this video right here. The only text I used was the word finally, and I found a lock, and I found the YouTube logo, and I jammed them together on a thumbnail, and I made the title "Millions of Channels Just Unlocked This." And this was very topical, very newsworthy content. It's about a month ago. I didn't even realize it was that long ago now. YouTube announced something, and I thought we need to make a video about this, and I put something together. And normally when you do something like that, when you target a newsworthy topic, you would think, well, what's the newsworthy thing? That's my title. I wanted to try something a little bit different with this video. So some of you may have seen this video, but for those who didn't, you probably don't know what the heck that is. What did YouTube just unlock? What's happened finally that is going to help me on YouTube? And you click on it. It's not a very long video, 4 minutes, 11 seconds, not a very big commitment. And you find out while you're watching, it is the YouTube community tab being available to creators, I think as of now, actually, with 500 subscribers rather than 1,000. So that represents millions of channels on YouTube. So the title was completely honest, but it buried the lead a little bit. And I knew when I wrote that title that if I make this about the community tab, people might not click on it, because if I'm being honest with myself, I know that the audience out there, a lot of people may not value the community tab as much as they should. So in the very beginning of that video, I talk about what it is that was unlocked, and I spend the rest of the video talking about why it matters. Why should you care that you may now have access to the community tab on YouTube? And of course, it was an opportunity to also say we've talked about it more in this other video, and hopefully it gets people watching more and more videos on the channel. We've been talking a lot lately about session watch time and things like that. So example of, again, if I'm patting myself on the back, the perfect combination of title and thumbnail that invokes an emotion.
Okay, so this is a teachable moment. So let me get into this. So this video right here that he's highlighting is what I talk about when I say that your titles and your thumbnails should leave a mystery of intrigue, or leave a presence of intrigue in it. Millions of channels just unlocked this. Immediately when you see something like that, or you read that, you're like, whoa, what is he talking about? What did they unlock? You don't know, and he doesn't give it away. And then for the thumbnail, like he highlighted, he has the lock, he has the YouTube symbol, and the word finally. So again, like he alluded to earlier, he is capturing that potential emotion in you to figure out what it is exactly that got unlocked. So it makes you curious. It's almost like a psychological trigger to the brain that, oh, I need to know what's going on. Like, because that mystery is present and you have a need, we as humans, we have a psychological need to know what's going on because we don't like to be in the dark. Because of the way that he crafted that title and that thumbnail, 49,000 people clicked on it to want to get that access, to get that knowledge. Had he, like he said, had he put community tab in the title or something like that, had he given it away, I can almost guarantee you 49,000 people would not have clicked on that video because, like he said, nobody cares about the community tab that much. You should.
Well, even if they did, if I showed them that they've just unlocked the community tab, there's a much lower chance of them clicking because I've given away the whole video.
Exactly, right.
I mean,
you left no area of mystery there, right?
Maybe you don't know how you've unlocked it, but you see the community tab and you make a very quick judgment about that video. Whereas in this case, the strategy was, I don't want people making judgments about this video. I want them curious enough about it to actually click on it.
Yeah.
You can't do this with every video, admittedly.
No.
Of course not. But when you have that opportunity, that's exactly what you want to be doing. We'll talk a little bit about why this works so well compared to a lot of the advice we give here at vidIQ, which is you want to target search. And you absolutely do want to target search. However, as you build an audience on YouTube, as people have found your content through search and they become potentially your returning viewers, YouTube is more willing to push content that you've made to them, whether or not they search for it via, wait for it, the homepage. So if you've watched something on YouTube, you've definitely seen this on your phone or just on the desktop site like we're at now. And it's going to try and recommend videos to you from not only from creators you've watched, but creators who might be similar, creators who, you might like based on other content you've watched. So now you've clicked on this video and maybe in your home feed, maybe the only thing you've ever watched is about the community tab being unlocked. In your home feed right now, you see a live stream from us. 2 things holding you back on YouTube. You learned recently about a thing you've unlocked, and now you're kind of wondering, well, what else could I be learning? Apparently there's things holding me back on YouTube. And that is where this kind of title thumbnail combination comes in once again. But even your searchable content doesn't matter. YouTube's going to try. It's going to try and put that content in front of more people. So you can target search, but don't be afraid to test out other forms of titles and thumbnails as well.
Also, some people, I highlight some, might accuse Dan of clickbaiting them into clicking that video. But in actuality, it is not clickbait because when he published that video, YouTube had just announced that they were indeed unlocking the community tab, and he made it clear at the very beginning of the video that is what was going on. YouTube is unlocking the community tab for more and more people. So it's not actual clickbait because he delivered on the promise of the video. The promise of the video was that a YouTube feature was being unlocked. And he told you at the beginning what was being unlocked and why it should matter to you. So it's not clickbait because he actually delivered on the promise of the video. Now, actual clickbaiting is when you put a title and thumbnail front and center, but your video is about something completely different from what is expected. That is actual clickbaiting, and that is something that you should stay away from at all costs because that can end up alienating your audience. And the last thing that you as a creator want to do is alienate your audience. So just be careful about how you do that.
Absolutely. It's not clickbait if it delivers on its promise, right? And I promised in the video title that millions of creators unlock something, and that's exactly what was delivered in the content. Let's talk about that for a minute too. I'm going to allow this sidebar because I think it's also important.
Yes.
I've talked to a lot of creators who are actually worried about the strategy of maybe targeting browse in this way, right? Like teasing something in the title and thumbnail without specifically saying what it is because they don't want to be accused of clickbaiting. And I just want to that's one of the reasons it's important to look at that video and look at other videos like this. We're going to see a few more here because it's not clickbait if it delivers. And if somebody in your comments still accuses you of clickbaiting, it doesn't matter. You can delete that comment, you can block that user, you can move on. If it was a vast majority of people in your comments and maybe you get a bunch of dislikes, that's the time where you can look at the feedback and go, maybe I overstepped on that one. But when you it's because a negative comment tends to stick with people, right? If you get a negative comment in a sea of dozens of positive comments, for whatever reason, that negative comment is the one that you remember the most.
Yep.
And it's important to know that that is just one person. And it's very, very, very easy to block that person. Maybe you find a phrase that they always use. You could block that phrase so they can't even comment with it anymore. You have a lot of tools at your disposal to mitigate that. But what you should never worry about is if you're confident that you're delivering on the promise, don't worry about being accused of clickbaiting, because most of the time, most viewers will not even go there. They'll, they'll likely, if you're targeting the right audience, they'll likely appreciate what you've shown them, and they'll have something positive to say, or they'll just leave with a positive feeling without saying anything. And, you get to keep creating videos.
Listen, I say this a lot, and you all need to be aware. Your audience is very intelligent. A lot of times, I think a lot of time, all the time, there will be people in your audience that are smarter than you on the topic that you're covering. There is always going to be somebody out there smarter than you, more knowledgeable than you about what you're covering, and that's okay. So here's the thing though, to realize, knowing that when you put out a video, you have to know what you're talking about. You have to deliver on the promise of the title and thumbnail. You have to be knowledgeable. You have to be cognizant and aware of the information that you're putting out there, because if you're putting out misinformation, you will be called out on it with the quickness. If you are intentionally clickbaiting your audience, they will swarm you like a pack of bees. They are not going to let it happen. So as a creator, you have to be aware of what you're doing and make sure you are doing right by your audience, because if you don't do right by your audience, they are going to eat you alive. They're not dumb. The people are not dumb. They understand what's happening.
But before this live stream today, we were talking a little bit about some of the takeaways some of our other creators took away from VidSummit, and you were there. You've probably seen this yourself. The thing that YouTube is pushing the most these days is think about the viewer. Make it about the viewer. Do everything you do, make it about the viewer, right? Yep. I believe in the community tab as a way to help round out someone's channel and as a way to grow. I think that if your community posts are showing up on people's feeds, that is just more opportunities for your logo, your name, your brand to be in front of somebody in another section on YouTube. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Because I believe in the community tab, I don't mind teasing people a little bit. Hey, millions of creators just unlocked this. Well, this is something I am very passionate about, and that's going to show in the videos. And I'm going to make sure that as I'm writing that script, I'm making sure that it's appealing to everyone who's going to click on it, right? I know our audience is an audience of creators. That's, in this case, for that video, that's all I need to know. My job in this case is to convince those creators that this is a thing that you're about to have access to, and you should absolutely care about it. That is my job as a creator in that particular case.
Yeah. And the content, especially of that particular video, is relevant to the mission of the vidIQ YouTube channel. Our channel exists to help you guys grow and understand YouTube better. And part of that is understanding what features YouTube are putting out there and how to use and get the most out of the features that YouTube has presented to us as creators. And we at vidIQ, we make videos, we make content to make you guys aware of the features that YouTube is making available to all of us as creators. So again, that video is not clickbait because Dan was talking about a particular feature that YouTube put out there and made available, or was making more available to more creators. And again, he delivered on the promise of the video. It's not clickbait. But again, you have to be careful as creators about how you craft your titles and thumbnails. Do not go out there intentionally trying to clickbait your audience, because that is not a good way to be. And that is a good way to lose audience that way.
Absolutely. On this subject, and getting back to looking at some channels here, let's look at one that I'm sure all of you saw coming. It's Mr. Beast. Can't talk about titles and thumbnails without talking about Mr. Beast.
71 million. Mike, dude, he's a cheat code. What is going on right now?
Mr. Beast is arguably like the master at this, right? Titles and thumbnails, the two playing off each other really well. If you watch any of these videos, the one thing you almost never see is the actual image from the thumbnail appear anywhere in that video. Not always. Like having 100 people in a circle, you're probably going to see a wide shot of 100 people in a circle at some point in that video. But for these specifically right here, I got hunted by the FBI, extreme 500,000 game of tag, climbing on a cliff, miles above. You know what I mean? No, that didn't happen in the video. The first to rob a bank, Mr. Beast coming down from a rope from the ceiling. Spoiler alert, he wasn't even one of the people robbing the bank in the video. I've seen the video. It does, but nobody, at least nobody who understands, is accusing him of clickbaiting. Hey, I was expecting somebody to be hanging from ropes, grabbing a pile of money off the table, and that's not what I got in this video. Every one of these thumbnails catches your eye and invokes all that emotion that it gets the click every single time, because it's, the title is right here. You see the title in front of you, robbing a bank. You don't even need to read it. But if you do, first to rob a bank wins $100,000. So the stakes are high when you're robbing a bank. The title's what brings it home. Like, okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought was going on. Like what this guy's reaching, is he trying to steal his money? Extreme 500,000 game of tag. I guess kinda. He is trying to steal his money. Okay, I need to watch. I need to see what goes down there. I got hunted by the FBI. Like, what's he doing getting arrested by the FBI? Like, what went wrong in this video? Oh, I see. Okay, how did this go down? Every single time you look at these titles and thumbnails, you want to see how that story unfolds.
Okay, so Dan, I've actually talked to Mr. Beast personally about this, so I'm curious to get your thoughts.
Okay.
How long do you think, Dan, how long do you think Mr. Beast worked on a single thumbnail for video?
I think he probably spends days on this. But ideation mostly. I don't think the actual physical graphic design of the thumbnail is what takes the longest. I think it's ideation.
Yeah, he told me that he takes days, sometimes maybe a week or two to work on a thumbnail. Just imagine that, you all. I mean, most normal people take maybe half an hour to an hour, maybe 2 hours if we're really trying to do it right to get a thumbnail done. This man takes days, if not a week or more, to craft a thumbnail for one video. One video. Craziness.
It's not surprising though when you see the views, when you see how he's grown on YouTube in this short span of time. It makes perfect sense as to why it takes so long. And I'm sure an initial idea is in his head, but the actual execution of it, every detail is accounted for in these thumbnails.
Yep.
So I want to move on to another gaming channel example. Or I don't know if we've looked at a gaming channel yet. Somebody who recently needed to care more about thumbnails in their YouTube journey was BlockFacts, one of our favorite channels to reference. 1.34 million subscribers. BlockFacts started with shorts, pivoted to long-form content very successfully, to where now his long-form content is getting as many, if not more, views than the shorts did. And, he was uploading, I think, just about daily. Now he's kind of taking his time a little bit and crafting really high-quality videos. So all of these thumbnails, just about, except for this one, are the split screen of just a couple things. BlockFacts has always done a really good job. It's always been very consistent content. It's facts about different blocks and aspects of Minecraft. And so once he moved on to these longer form videos, they became these listicles, and still facts just about certain things. 32 Minecraft blocks you're using wrong, and showing a cauldron, one filled with water, one filled with I'm guessing that's liquid redstone or something. I don't know. I'd have to watch the video to find out, but there's not 32 blocks in the thumbnail. There's one. There's one block in the thumbnail used two different ways. And so it just kind of gives you that idea of some of the value has been spoiled in this video. So you already know the cauldron gets mentioned somewhere in this video. This is one of the 32 blocks you're using wrong. If you want to learn about the other 31, you should probably click the video and watch for about 10 minutes. I don't know what hamster furnace is, but it's 109 Minecraft mobs Mojang removed. So I see now hamster and furnace. So there was a furnace golem and a hamster. I didn't know these existed. So there's apparently 109 of these mobs that they removed since launch, and I need to know more. 36 Minecraft ideas Mojang rejected. The hard hat with a little light in it, paint. Both of these would be amazing. Why were these rejected? I want to learn more. So over and over again, track players with the enchanting table, 31 tricks for your Minecraft SMP. So wait a minute. That is just one trick. I thought this 9-minute video would be about how to use the table to track people, but apparently there's more tricks like this that I didn't know about. So these are really powerful videos where the title and the thumbnail, in this case, are providing value in their own way. and then teasing you enough to where, it's always something amazing. It's always something you had no idea. Like 35 items that got removed. I didn't know bananas and balloons were ever even a concept or even on the mind of the developers of the game. But here they are. I'm being told by this channel called Block Facts that these were things and now they're not. So every single time you want to know more. And there's always a lot of stuff too, 35 things covered in a relatively short amount of time. That's enough time to learn about all the things and not just the items themselves, but maybe a little bit of history as well with some of them.
Yep. It all goes back to making sure that your thumbnail complements your title.
One example I pulled up here, and this one's kind of a mixed bag for me personally. There's a few different ways we could talk about this, but I pulled up Dream's channel. Dream influences a lot of creators, I think. A lot of people to start making content in the first place, a lot of people to start making Minecraft content. And when you see Dream's thumbnails, they're not like super impressive, right? There's not a lot of production quality being put into the thumbnail itself. The colors aren't saturated. There's not we didn't blur the background or anything like that. And in fact, a lot of them are kind of similar. They're not, if you look carefully at them, they're like this one kind of has a block that's being broken, and this one his arm is up. So it's weird that it's almost an identical thumbnail every single time. Maybe they took this on the same day, but there's different people in it. So anyway, this is the kind of thing that we would normally advise against, right? We would want your thumbnails to have a kind of a branding to them, right? But like BlockFacts has a distinct look to his thumbnails without them being the same every single time. Dream, has gone a different way. One thing I can say about that is when you have 26 million subscribers, you could probably do that too.
You can do what you want, yeah.
Yeah, you could pretty much do what you want. But let's just take a look here at this middle one, for example. Minecraft Speedrunner versus 5 Hunters rematch. 5 Hunters, everyone knows Dream is the Minecraft speedrunner in this case. And what more do you need to say here? These 5 people are going to hunt down this character, and this, the video length 42 minutes. Again, when you're a creator of this size, longer form videos, you've earned that trust, you've earned that credibility. It's kind of funny that the video that's 42 minutes long and labeled rematch too, is kind of a repeat of something that's already happened, has 50 million views, and the one after it is 16 minutes long, almost 17, and has 19 million views. So significantly less views in this case. And the thumbnail, I would say, is better than they've been because there's like some action going on here. Like this might indicate either a blooper in the video, or maybe he lost. It's not a very long video. Maybe he got caught really early on. It could be a number of things as to why this video didn't perform as well. But when that happens, you kind of wonder, like, why didn't he go back to this tried and true strategy? And that's another thing to point out about this channel. He's doubling down on what's working. 59 million views here, 50 million views here, almost identical thumbnails.
Hey, Dan.
Yes.
Do you think there is a correlation between the views that he got on the longer videos and the decrease in views on the shorter videos? Does video length, you think, play any part in how YouTube disseminates videos?
A lot of people ask that. And I personally, as somebody who has had their own success with very incredibly short videos, I'm not talking about YouTube shorts, I'm just talking about shorter widescreen videos. I usually say no. There's nothing in the algorithm, at least in my own experience, that has pushed my videos down simply because they're shorter. In fact, when I try to swap my formula and try longer form videos, those don't do as well. I think it's about the audience you build over time. You know what I mean? Like, if you're the kind of person who likes to watch Dream, and keep in mind, if you don't know anything about Dream, he's amazing. Like, he has a lot of skill. So when the video's longer, it maybe in this case for Dream's audience, it does equal more views because this might be a representation of just how long he survives this manhunt, which means you're going to see so many amazing moments in this 42 minutes simply because that's a lot of time for him to have to maneuver, and stay alive in the game. When the video is shorter, you might be like mentally, you might be set up for disappointment here. He's even dying in the thumbnail. So this can't go well, you know, and maybe you just don't want to see your hero in that light. Or maybe it's because in this case, it didn't have anything to do with those two things. It could have been Minecraft speedrunner versus 2 assassins. Not as impressive as 5 hunters. For some reason, it might be the case that 2 people just wasn't doing it, you know? So the next one, what is it? Speedrunners versus 5 hunters, 20 million views. It's 3 weeks ago. This video is timed to sit and gain more and more views as well. 31 minutes long. So I to answer your question in short, I don't know. But it's going to depend channel by channel. But I definitely don't think there's anything in the algorithm saying, you made a 20-minute video and you should have made a 40-minute one. So no thanks. I'm not going to push this to anybody.
Yeah, I definitely think you make a good point about it being more related to what your audience expects and how you've trained them to expect longer videos or shorter videos. Because if you primarily do longer videos, then if you do mix in shorter content along the way, then it makes sense that the shorter video won't get as many views because that's not the audience is accustomed to. So yeah, I think you're right. It does have a lot to do with your audience history and what you've done in the past to train your audience as far as how long your videos are.
Yeah. I would say Dream's audience is very, very much into getting a long video. Keep in mind too, the other thing is the upload schedule. Dream will go a long time between uploads. The last upload was 3 weeks ago, so we're probably overdue for a video soon. And that also allows them to make longer videos too.
Yep.
You know, people might sit and I've watched a couple Dream videos in the past, and I've because I don't have a lot of time to sit there, even if we were watching double speed, which in this case wouldn't be very fun. I'm not going to sit through the whole thing in one sitting, so I might watch like half of it and then go about my day and then come back to it later. So yeah, because there's not a lot of uploads, you would even feel okay with spreading out your viewing in that case. So there's a lot of factors here. There's another channel I pulled up. Now, I wanted to pull up this example because I know we have a lot of Hot Wheels and Legos channels. We saw a Hot Wheels channel yesterday, and I pulled up this channel because perspective really plays a role here in these thumbnails. I'm not holding this channel up as like the golden standard or anything like that, because there's some things that I think they could be doing a little bit better. But overall, very successful channel, 1.35 million subscribers. It's Jelly's Marble Runs. Excuse me if I'm saying that name wrong. And I would recommend this channel. This is actually a really fun channel. They do something, it's seasonal. They do something called Marble League. And what it is that they have these marbles that all have different unique team names and colors to them. And they go through like Olympic style events with these marbles over the course of like several videos. So there's 16 in this case. This was the last episode. This is the finale of Marble League 2021. And they do races and all kinds of like Olympic style sports. And the reason I picked this channel to look at was because I really love what they do with perspective. When they're not doing these, they kind of go back to having like thousands of marbles run through like a course. And they do such a good job with capturing the vastness. Like this thumbnail I love right here. I don't even need to see the title to know I want to watch this video. 2,000 marbles in a funnel. If you're into satisfying content like this, you already want to watch. You know, it doesn't matter what this says at all. Marbles, you can already imagine what's happening. You're just drawn to it. It's not a very long video, and you're going to click and you're going to watch. And then for a more close-up example, the latest video here, what a nice picture. Like a lot of movement to this picture, very high quality, satisfying marble run with domino effect. I don't see any dominoes, but I do see a lot of marbles rolling through what I assume is, knowing this channel, I assume is a really impressive course. So just an example of what you can do with perspective in thumbnails.
Indeed. All right, Dan. I think people are getting antsy.
Oh, we'll get to some questions here in just a moment. One more thing I wanted to look at was I pointed this out to Viper before we went live, like Marble Rally. I really like this photo. Something about it, like these marbles racing in the sand, Marble Rally. It's stuff like that really, you know, I think you can learn a lot from looking at all these different styles of channels.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, it's funny though, because when people are asking me about tech and like what tech they should buy and different things like that, and I tell them to do their research, I tell them, don't just watch your favorite creator and take their review as the gospel. Watch several videos and get the entire perspective, because the way I do things is different from the way that somebody else is going to do things and different from what people will cover. And when you're a creator trying to figure out the best way to craft your content, don't just go to one channel like me and Dan are doing here. Go to several channels, see how they're doing things. How do they do their titles, their thumbnails, their video? How do they structure their videos? You want to assimilate or accumulate, I should say, as much data as you can, and then you can make a better decision about things that are working or not working, or things that you like that other creators are doing that you can implement into your own style and the way that you do things. But it's not just about watching one person or one video or one creator. You need to accumulate a bunch of data from a bunch of different creators before you make those decisions about how you are going to do your content going forward.
Mm-hmm. There is one tool here that I want to show off before we start getting into Q&A. So get your questions ready. But if the next time you are putting together your title and your thumbnail, we have a perfect tool for you. Before you even publish your video, you could be doing this, by the way. When you're editing your video or when you're uploading it, there's a button. If you have vidIQ installed, it is called Preview and Search Results. And the way it works is you type in the search term you want to rank for. That could be your whole title or just a part of it. Rob already used this, which is why it says YouTube algorithm right here. And that tells us that Rob wants to rank for the term, the simple term of YouTube algorithm. And so when you preview it in search results, what happens is that you get an overview of what your title and your thumbnail look like alongside the titles and the thumbnails of other people currently ranking for this. And this tool, what it's doing is it's showing you a hypothetical world where you rank number 2 for this term you're trying to rank for. It doesn't say you are going to rank number 2. It just shows you what it would look like if you did, because these are the channels you're competing with. And in the case of Rob's thumbnail, this is how you beat the YouTube algorithm. He is competing with himself a couple times here, but we see other thumbnails from other creators. I like understanding the YouTube algorithm as a small YouTuber. So we have the YouTuber face here and Grow Faster. We have Rob's thumbnail. And in comparison to all of these, the one thing I will say is I really like that the colors on Rob's thumbnail really pop more than others. Even his past thumbnails, something about them, like the lack of text, like everybody used text, even him before this video. The lack of text stands out to me, and the fact that, you know, it's just so bright and vibrant. So you might be satisfied with this, or you might look at it, maybe compare it to other creators and go, oh, wow, I didn't even think about getting a more close-up shot of this or that. So you can use this for your channels as long as you install vidIQ. Again, you can try Boost for 30 days, absolutely free if you haven't already. And not only can you see it in search results, you can also see it on the home screen. And the reason this is so cool is because now you're seeing your video pop up alongside all kinds of videos as if it were getting recommended on someone else's home feed. And this is important too. You want your thumbnail to stand out amongst videos that people didn't search for. People didn't search for yours or others, but your video is being recommended. Does it stand out? And I'd say in this case, it absolutely does. Again, very bright, very vibrant. And if you would like, you can also see this on tablet view, on mobile view, and again, search and home alike. So this is the best one if you want to see how good your thumbnail looks on the small screen. As small as you can get it. It doesn't get much smaller than search on a mobile device. Yeah. And this is where you can see, does it stand out? And again, that red is really just popping off the screen to me. So
listen, Rob, whoever your thumbnail guy or girl is, have them contact Viper, okay? I want your thumbnail person, Rob. I know you're watching this.
I think Rob is Rob's thumbnail person.
Well, Rob needs to contact Viper.
So that is the preview and search results, or as we call it, the thumbnail preview tool sometimes. So just wanted to make you well aware of that, because it plays right into today's conversation.
Before we answer questions here, just so you guys are aware, for those of y'all who are not familiar with our Wednesday live stream, we don't do channel reviews on this live stream. Those happen on Tuesday. So if you're looking for a channel audit, channel review, today is not it. Come back on Tuesday, and that's when we do those.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, we will be back on Tuesday doing that. We did that yesterday. You can absolutely watch yesterday's stream if you missed it. It is up and ready for you to watch, and a lot of really good channels in there. It's even if your channel doesn't get viewed on those, by the way, so much to learn from these other channels. We see a little bit of everything on YouTube because we pre-select channels, and then there's a random selection period as well. And so many interesting channels pop up, and we get to see all these different sides of YouTube. Mm-hmm. All right. So we're starting to look for questions. We like it when you guys do a big all caps #question in front of your question, because it helps us understand that you're not having a conversation amongst each other, which is totally cool to do, but you're asking us something directly. It helps your questions stand out to us. So if you could do that, that'd be awesome. Let's see here. I'm just starting to look now. Let's see. All right.
Ooh, we got the
That's
same
the one?
one.
All right.
Same one. All right.
So, if other channels teach the same way you do with thumbnails, with text, people's faces, colors, etc., how does one keep their thumbnail for looking the same as everyone else's? Do you want to start?
Sure. So this question can really be applied to how do you creators stand out in an overcrowded niche on YouTube or anything along those lines. Basically, you just have to find a way to do it in such a way that it is uniquely you and your own. That could be with the colors you use, or maybe you have some special like signature or logo that you put on your thumbnails that nobody else has. Like for my thumbnails, I have my logo at the bottom left of the thumbnail. There's a number of different things that you can do to make your thumbnail distinct from other thumbnails out there. Again, like we showed you guys earlier in this stream, you have the tools at your disposal to go out there and see what the other thumbnails look like. Especially if you're like doing a video on a particular topic or title or whatever, you can do a search for that topic and see what those thumbnails look like. And then you know what not to make your thumbnail look like and get your thumbnail to stand out. So do your thumbnail research. Go out there and see what the other creators are doing. And then that will give you a good idea of how to craft your thumbnail in such a way where it can stand out from what's already being out there.
Mm-hmm. YouTube is very, like, a lot of YouTube videos are very topical. Videos on YouTube don't last forever. So there's a lot of opportunities to constantly be improving here. Like if you find a topic that a lot of people have covered and they have excellent thumbnails and excellent titles, and you wonder, I can do that well, but I don't know if I could do much better than what I'm seeing here. I mean, think about all the other factors that go in. The length of the video plays a role. Maybe your video could be shorter or longer depending on what it needs to be. Maybe it's the relevancy of your video. Maybe the videos you're looking at are 2 years old. So yeah, that might be the best title and thumbnail combo in that space, but it's 2 years old. It's time for an update. It's time to update that topic, and you can come in and swoop in and update it. So there's just so many factors that play a role there. I wouldn't get hung up on that. I wouldn't get hung up on having it look the same as every other YouTube video. Start with your niche. Start with the thumbnails and titles that are that are targeting the same audience you're trying to target. Start there. And then that's a much smaller way to, understand, like, okay, I've gone from here, all of YouTube, to now here, like my space on YouTube, my slice of the pie. And that helps you really like narrow down what you're up against in terms of making your thumbnails distinct.
Yep. All right. So we got a question from Darlington Jones Imagery. Question: in an ideal world, would you create your title and thumbnail before shooting your video, or at least storyboard it? Or do you think timing is not that important? Well, in Viper's ideal world, the title and thumbnail will be done well before I start shooting the video. It especially is key, in my opinion, to have your title mapped out before you start shooting a video, because then you can craft your video to further enumerate what the title of the video is, to make sure that the video is encompassing the principles of that title. So definitely, if nothing else, you definitely want your title thought out before you even start shooting a video. But maybe Dan has a different thought.
I not really. I think that's always good advice, right? Like, you want to have at least an idea of what the title and the thumbnail are going to be going into a video, because that's all part of the research phase. You've made a video, and the reason you're making it is because you think it's going to be of value to somebody, right? Whether it's going to be entertaining or educational or informative or whatever. So you probably have some idea of what the title and the thumbnail might be. Now, that said, I've been in situations where my title and my thumbnail change 100% after the video is uploaded, because I test something I thought would work, it doesn't, and then I change it later on, so in that way, I wasn't prepared, right? I didn't have my title and my thumbnail thought out because I actually waited till after I uploaded to get it right. There are cases where I'll think of a funny idea, right? And I'm like, I'm going to film this right now before it leaves my head, and I know exactly how I'm going to film it. And I do. And then I think, I didn't think about a title and thumbnail for this, but I love this idea so much. And yes, it would have been helpful if I had, but it's okay that I broke the rules in this case, as it were, because the video's shot, and now I can take what I've shot and look at it and go, this section of the video, like, if I emphasize this in the right ways, that could make a good thumbnail. Or the things that are happening in this video, I think I can make like a Mr. Beast style thumbnail where, like, it's it's way different from what's actually happening in the video, but it explains the video perfectly. You know what I mean? So it's okay to, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, depending on your workflow, it's okay to do what works best for you. But yes, in an ideal world, sure, you have that right here at least. I wouldn't say you're spending the time actually making the thumbnail before you even make the video, but it just depends. Maybe that works for you. Maybe that's part of your workflow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. This channel is asking, they've grown to 700 subscribers and 2.7 K hours of watch time or watch hours in almost 2 months. I see large spikes and dips in watch time. Is this normal? How do I deal with the peaks and valleys of YouTube? Which, that's the part of the question I think I want to focus on the most, right? Like, how do we deal with the peaks and valleys of YouTube? Because there will be peaks and valleys on YouTube. And what we mean by that is there'll be times where you get a bunch of views and there'll be times where suddenly you don't have the views. It's happening to me right now on a channel I've been playing with for some time. You know, over the summer, tons and tons of views, everything's going well. As soon as school got back in session, where'd everybody go? What's going on here? And it came down to re-strategizing to try and like bring those numbers back up. Changing my upload schedule, testing out different things, et cetera, et cetera. So that would be one way. Do you have any thoughts?
Okay. Wow. So part of choosing to go down the creative path of being a YouTuber or a content creator is understanding and accepting the fact that there are going to be peaks and valleys, highs and lows. There is nothing you can do about it. I don't care how good you are. You're going to have highs and you're going to have lows. The key, I think, is to not get too high and not get too low. Pretty much, if you can find a way somehow mentally to treat your highs as you treat your lows, you will be fine because you won't get too overexcited about either end of the spectrum. You'll just accept that is a consequence of being a content creator, and that will allow you to push forward and make more content, because no matter if you got a high or if you got a low, the response is the same. Next video. That's literally the response.
Yep.
Because there are no matter what happens, you have more work to do. We have more work to do. The work never stops as a content creator. So just understanding that no matter if you have a high or a low, you have another video that needs to be done after you get off of that high or get off of that low. So just, I guess the real answer is focus on the next video, and that will take you far.
I want to address this real quick. It's kind of interesting. Can you please make a thumbnail right now?
I thought that,
no, of course not. We don't have any videos lined. Like, I personally don't have any videos lined up that I would that I need to make a thumbnail for, right? And that would take a lot of time and everything. Like, thumbnails take a while, for at least for me. What I will say though is, this is something that I'm not surprised to see. I think there's a lot of people who, especially when you're new, or maybe it's a skill you're still developing, you're like, I would love to see someone else do this. There are so many tutorials out there on how to execute this, just on YouTube alone. And I would highly recommend looking up some tutorials. This is part of what we call like investing in yourself, right? When you're a creator, you need to make investments in your channel, whether it's in a new camera or a computer, or time investments of learning this stuff, or even investing in a course. We have the vidIQ Academy, for example, a bunch of courses in there. There's also other academic services online that you can use, such as like lynda.com and things like that, that give you all kinds of different technical skills that will help you become a video creator. This is one of the things we always talk about as well, treating your channel as a business. That kind of time investment is part of running the business, even if it's a hobby. You're all here to grow, right? You're all here because you want to grow your channels. You want to get more views. You want to get more subscribers. It's nothing I say, nothing Viper says, nothing anybody in our space says is going to be a magic bullet. None of us, you could give us all the money. You could hire us as private consultants and give us all the money you have to tell you the secret to YouTube. And we will say the same thing in that case that we would say here on this live stream. Like, it takes work, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes effort, it takes all kinds of things. There is no one thing. There's no perfect thumbnail that I can make for you right now that.
Oh, he froze. Oh, wow. That's new. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but if you can, here's the thing. We cannot make a thumbnail. All right, he's back. We can't make a thumbnail because nobody makes their thumbnail the same way. how I make my thumbnail is different from how Dan makes his thumbnail, is different from how Rob makes his thumbnail. So there's no way for us to get on this live stream and take you through making a thumbnail because we all do it differently. And when you make your thumbnails, you'll do it differently from us. So crafting a thumbnail is just it's like Dan was alluding to, it's literally just a journey of self-discovery. You have to figure out what appeals to you and what do you think will appeal to your audience and go out there and make the best thumbnail possible. But there is no like magic training course and no magic way to make a thumbnail because we all do it differently.
Yeah. That's important too. Everyone's gonna have a different style, and we don't know what niche you're in on YouTube. Every niche is gonna call for something different. But again, like there's no shortcuts here. I know it seems like there is. I know you'll follow creators. I'll take this question off because I feel like we're just addressing this one person, which we're not. Where this is just now getting into general YouTube thoughts here. But I know you feel like there's obviously like this one thing that's going to work because I've seen it work for that channel. I've seen it work for that channel. And you're looking at these hyper exclusive examples, these people who, in some ways they got lucky with timing. And in some ways it was hard work. They had other channels before theirs. Like BlockFacts admitted he had a bunch of other channels before BlockFacts. And you would look at his channel and think this is the perfect YouTube journey. But that's not the case. I mean, he had a lot of different experiments that ran on different channels you've never known about, right? I had a channel that took 6 years to get to 10,000 subscribers. And then when I took another crack at it, it took me 6 months to get to 10,000 subscribers. So you take what you learn and you apply it and you grow over time.
So Dan has a little monster over there in his camera frame.
Yeah, so caught one.
I'm probably going to get fired for this, but I'm more about authenticity for you all than me working at vidIQ. So I'm going to let you guys in a little secret. I use vidIQ all the time. I use it every time I upload a video.
You can't say that.
I can't say that, but I probably shouldn't say. But vidIQ is not a magic tool, y'all. There's nothing in the vidIQ tools that's going to automatically make you grow. The work has to be done by you, the creator. Now, we have a suite of tools for vidIQ or at vidIQ that we can share with you to help you better understand and the way YouTube works and give you a little guidance on how to go about your YouTube journey. Yes. And you should absolutely use vidIQ in that respect. But if you really come to vidIQ thinking that we have some magic potion or magic pill that's going to make your channel blow up, you are in the wrong place. I'm sorry, Rob Sandy, but that's just what it is. So do with that information what you will.
I think anyone in our company would tell you that, yeah, if we gave you a toolbox to fix your car with, the toolbox isn't going to just fix the car. We've given you a lot of ways to fix the car more easily, but we have certainly not given you a magic toolbox that's going to fix your car.
No.
When looking at returning viewers, to see new viewers, my ratio is usually about 50% returning, 50% new. Is this a sign of early success? I'm trying to imagine what that graph looks like. And maybe in the background here, I'm afraid to share my screen now because of my connection issues, but basically the returning viewers chart, if you look at it in your analytics, we all have this, is one line is indicator of people who are coming back to your channel on a given day, and one line is indicator of people who are new, coming to your channel for the first time. I've always said the perfect symbiosis here is if you can get those two lines looking like what I would call a DNA strand, right? They keep crossing each other over and over again because they keep you're bringing in new viewers and those new viewers return, but then your next video brings in more new viewers and then they become returning viewers and so on and so forth. But the other thing to know about returning viewers is that you want to collect as many returning viewers as possible. That's the new subscribers, okay? A lot of people watch your content and don't subscribe. And some of them don't do it because they don't think to do it. And some of them don't do it because they don't use that function on YouTube and they never will. They will never subscribe. But they will watch you. They will be returning viewers. And it goes right into channel focus and everything else, right? You want to make sure your content's consistent and people are coming back for that same experience that they're used to from you. So yeah, I would say that if half of your views are from new and half of your views are from returning viewers, you're in a good place. You're definitely in a good place.
Yep. All right, what else we got out here? Keep going. Oh, interesting. So, what is it? Cody, I guess it's pronounced Cody Hindsight says, It is not regards of titles and thumbnails. I just want your opinion about the clip button on the videos on YouTube. Is it a good feature or a bad one? This one's tricky because there is no way to tell how a creator will feel about you clipping their content. The general rule of thumb, though, is that if you take like a short clip and apply it to one of your videos and something like that, then legally you can do that because it becomes under fair use. But if you like try to clip like their whole video or like a 90% of their video, don't do that. That's not a good look. But I think the key point here is transformative content. If you're going to clip somebody's video, then you have to present that content in such a way that it is your own. I don't know if reposting their clip is going to be the way to go. But
I don't know if they're talking about reposting per se. Although, of course, yeah, you wouldn't just want to repost someone's clip. Absolutely. They might. I think what they're talking about. I'm going to risk sharing my screen again. Give me 1 second here. I think what they're talking about is this feature. And we've only done one clip. We were just testing it out. So this is Rob just clipping a section of his video called Test Clip. So this lives in a section called Your Clips. And the way this works is that if you clip a video, it comes into here, and it's for you to kind of reference later for whatever reason. Maybe you find an informative moment and you want to remember it. In this case, Rob clipped 9 seconds of a video. So if we click on it, we can see here the section of the clip. And we have the option to watch the full video after we're done viewing the clip if we want to see more, right? This feature's cool because it creates these shareable moments. So for one thing, it's an answer to Twitch's own clip feature, right? So on Twitch's clip feature, you can clip something from someone's channel and share it on social media, but it's for live streams. And YouTube added this, I think, as a way to help out specifically live streamers, but it works on any video. So you could clip a moment from this live stream, for example, and then it would live in the Your Clips bin. The one thing they need to improve about that, by the way, is that when someone clips this live stream, we have no idea that they did. And on Twitch, you would. If someone clips your Twitch stream, you can find things people have clipped, but not on YouTube. And that's something we've asked them to do. And I hope they do. But I like the feature because it's YouTube continuing to increase their competitive edge over their competition. But yes, nothing Viper was saying was wrong. You're not using the feature to create your own content. That's not really its intended purpose.
Gotcha.
All right. All right. Short Reviews asks for live stream thumbnails. Is it good to include the game's logo, or is it wasting space? Well, that depends. Is the game you're playing very popular? Because if you're playing a game like on Among Us or Minecraft, the game is a distinct look that a lot of people recognize. So yeah, there's no point in really putting that. It is a live stream thumbnail, so you don't want to spend hours on it. But yeah, there's no need to do that. If it's a very unknown game with a cool looking logo, something that's distinct, then yeah, maybe you'd want to include it.
So I just saw another question that we just answered. I don't remember who asked it, but somebody's asking about breaking down long form content for people that have a short attention span, and we literally just answered that in the last question. The clip feature will probably help out a lot with that.
Are they talking about editing down their content?
Yeah, I can't remember who asked it. I saw it.
It is okay, by the way, to re-ask your questions after some time has passed if we miss them, because there are a lot of questions.
Okay, I found it. Chrono Network says, how do I break down long-form content into smaller video for those who have an attention span?
Oh, wait. I think I saw it, and I lost it again. Chrono.
Yep. There you go.
How do I break down long-form content into smaller videos? I'd be kind of curious to see what kind of content this creator makes. Because to me, it sounds like an editing question. You could use the clips function to create shareable little short moments for social media and things like that, of course. But if you want to take let's say you have a 20-minute video and you're worried that people are going to not finish it, right? That kind of comes down to a retention question. And I guess my question for you is, do you feel like you would need to break that 20-minute video into, a few 5-minute videos instead? Or could you not take the 20-minute video and just ruthlessly edit the video so that it becomes a 5-minute video or a 7-minute video, whatever it needs to be, right? One trick I like to use is I like to record my videos one day, get them on the timeline, get all the my good clips on the timeline, put them together, see how long it is, watch it through maybe once or twice, and then stop and go take a break. Take a day off from that video if you have the time. Come back to it the next day, crack your knuckles, and get ready to edit the crap out of it. Just ruthlessly go in there and cut out anything that you feel like might get people to click away, because maybe it sounds like you're rambling a little bit, or maybe it sounds like in the middle of the video you're using some words that almost sound like the video is about to end, but it's not, and so you want to cut that out. So that would be my advice. Of course, if you want to take a finished video and reuse the content, maybe on YouTube Shorts, maybe on TikTok or whatever, that's a different thing. Then you would go into your video editor and just cut out a good moment. I always like to say, give it context. Make sure that I don't need to see that long form video to make sense of the short form video you're going to create out of it.
Indeed. So whose name speaks as my subscribers are not growing, but my views are growing well. That is probably due to a few things. Your content might be search heavy, which means that people are just searching for it, and once they get the answer, they're done. The other probably more pertinent thing is that you don't have any calls to action in your video. You're not asking people to subscribe. This is something I've been kind of experimenting with myself lately, but asking people, like verbally asking them to subscribe in your video, does produce results. More people will subscribe, because I think Dan just said, some people out there, they watch YouTube and they don't use the subscribe button, or they're not aware of it, or they forget about it. So if you as the creator don't have that call to action in your video to ask people to subscribe to your content, they may forget. Even though they enjoy your content, they might just forget to subscribe. So definitely consider verbally asking people to subscribe in your videos, and I promise you'll see results. I know some people don't like to do it, but it works.
Mm-hmm. We have a few questions in a row here after that one. You answered that one great, by the way. I had nothing to add. So right after that question, we have this one. If I upload a video and it gets 100 views, and then I delete it and upload it again, how many views would it get? I'm going to say less.
Yeah.
Because you're uploading it to the same audience. So don't do that.
I think that's not legal, I think. I don't think YouTube like that either, too. No.
Re-uploading your videos?
Yeah, uploading the same video twice, I think.
I've never heard that. I would check the terms of service. Okay. Yeah, I've not... Okay. Well, I'm not familiar. It could be against the terms of service. There are some weird things in there that are like, oh, interesting. I didn't know. Yeah, but that's something I wouldn't think to do myself. Instead, you should be focused on your next video. If a video got 100 views and that's all it managed to get, you could mess with the title and the thumbnail on that same video. It's never too late to do that. I would be more focused on what's next. I got 100 people to watch that video. Awesome. I'm going to make another one. Hopefully those same 100 will come back, because it'll be similar to the last one they enjoyed. And then hopefully, because they've been watching my channel, YouTube goes, wow, a lot of people like to come back to this channel. Maybe I should recommend it to some more people. So that should be your strategy. Another one here is removing old videos not relating to your current niche helpful or indifferent to your channel?
It's helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. My old channel be a great example of this. If I were to try and relaunch that channel, there are a number of gaming videos that are still getting views to this day that I would absolutely unlist, because I know if I do relaunch that channel, it's not going to be that game, because the game I was playing was old and now irrelevant. People are just not looking for it as much as they used to. It's still bringing in enough views to where I would be concerned, but it's one I'm not going to revisit anytime soon. So I would unlist it. So yes, anything that is, here's the thing. Let's say you have a video that's a year old and it's nothing like the videos you're making today, but it's bringing in all your newest subscribers. Those folks are subscribing to your channel and seeing your new content pushed to them because they subscribed, and they're likely not clicking on it. And that is a bad signal to YouTube. That's a signal that tells YouTube's algorithms, oof, man, every time someone subscribes to this channel, they don't watch any of the videos. So I'm not going to waste the home feed's real estate here and recommend this person's videos to them. So you want to avoid that at all costs. And that's why the strategy comes into play of unlisting older content, especially if it's confusing your newer viewers.
Get out of there.
And then we have another one here about end screens, if I'm reading this right. I have several series on my channel. Should my end screen be the best for viewer option or specifically chosen for that series? That's a great question.
No, you're well, in my opinion, your end screen should lead to another video from that series. I mean, if it's a series of videos, you want people to keep watching those videos in that series because here's the thing. If you can do that, that creates what we call a playback loop, and that will do nothing but help your channel.
There's a video Rob just released on this. I'm going to quickly find it here so I get it right, because we've been experimenting with titles and thumbnails as well. So I want to point out this specific video to you. I believe, oh, he might not have posted it yet. Yes, he has not posted it yet. Okay, so there's a video that's going to come out from Rob. I'm going to show it to you because you're all awesome. We're not going to watch the video, but I'm going to show you. You're all awesome for being here, so you're getting an inside look.
I'm going to kill you.
No. You can't ignore this anymore. I want you to watch this video when it drops. Hopefully the title and thumbnail don't change. If they do, just look for a new video coming soon. And Rob talks specifically about end screens in this video. I've spoiled it for you, but that's what you get. That's why it's important to come to these live streams.
Right. We can jump in top secret information.
He dives deep into this, so I definitely want you to watch that when it comes out. But what I will say is that there is like a time and a place, I think, for best viewer. He doesn't specifically say this, but this is my own belief. Best for viewer is when it's the best thing you can do if you just cannot think of another video to push people to, but you want to push people to something, because let YouTube figure it out for you. YouTube in that case would know better than you. It's like, I know what's best for your viewers. Let me decide for you. But let's say it looks like you make Minecraft videos just based off the logo, the avatar for the channel. So let's say you make a video about how to make a cow farm in Minecraft, and you have other videos about how to make a pig farm, how to make a chicken farm, et cetera, et cetera. You should give a verbal call to action at the end of your video that says, by the way, cows are great and all, but if you want to learn how to get a chicken farm that produces X many chickens in X many minutes, you want to watch this video right here, with the end screen popping that video up. So if you give people a very specific reason to watch the next video, that is very powerful. That's what's demonstrated in the video that Rob's going to have released soon. It's that call to action that says, you just learned this thing, and there's another relevant thing you can learn that's also very valuable and helpful. And if you know specifically what that is going into recording your video, that's gonna take it over the top. And that's why I want you to watch that video, because he proves it. He proves what I'm saying.
Yeah. Again, YouTube loves creators that can create that playback loop for viewers. They love that stuff.
Yes. Swimming and tarot cards. We saw your channel yesterday. Hello. Should I go back and change my old thumbnails once I learn to make better ones?
Yes.
I'm going to say no. I think we have some different perspectives here. Why do you think they should?
We pretty much started off this live stream talking about how important titles and thumbnails are. So if you level up in your thumbnail creating game and you now know how to create better thumbnails, then I'm not saying you have to, but maybe try experimenting, changing the thumbnails and changing them into your upgraded style and how you make thumbnails now, because that might attract a new audience. But this is what I will say. If you have a video out there and it's like, let's say it's a seasonal video, let's say it's about last Christmas or whatever, and you want to go back and change the thumbnail, no, that video is dead. That video is dead. Nothing you can do to that video is going to resurrect it or revive it. It's done. It's dead. Leave it alone. Move on with your life.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
Well, I agree with all of that. I would say no, but with a bit of a caveat. If you have videos on your channel that are doing pretty okay, but you think they could do better, then it might be worth it to go back and update those thumbnails. If you want to practice on some old videos, then it might be worth it to go back and update those thumbnails. But the thing I always stress is you should be focused on your next video. All the time you're spending updating the old videos is taking away time to make the new videos. But sometimes it's important to do it anyway. Sometimes you have the extra time. Sometimes it's like we said, there's certain videos that you feel like, ooh, I think I have a better thumbnail idea for this. And the more recent that video is, by the way, the better. The sooner you change it, the better is what I'm getting at. But ooh, I think I have a really good idea, and I can execute on it way better than I did back then. Test it. It does not hurt at all to try it out. So we have seen it where older videos can get picked up again. And a thumbnail change could do just that. If someone's watching your library of videos, like your newer videos, YouTube will push your older ones to them. I know this firsthand. I've been watching a specific channel. I got through all of their newer content, and instead of showing me the next newest video, it actually started showing me videos from like 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. There's all the ones in the middle it skipped, and it just a home feed starts showing me videos from 2 or 3 years ago. I'm like, dang, okay. So videos can get new life. So I'm not saying never do it. I'm just saying it's the value. What value is that to you? You have to kind of decide that for yourself.
All right, we have a question here from Tech Long Gaming. It says, I'm using vidIQ. Still, my video views are 2 digits. So I'm going to guess that you are practically a brand new creator. So you're going to have a lot of videos that are 2 digits. And I'm going to repeat the same thing that I repeated earlier in this live stream. vidIQ is not a magic pill. It is not a magic potion. You have to put in the work. You have to create more content. You have to create more content on a consistent basis. And if you do that and use vidIQ as a tool to better understand how you could create better content and create more engaging content, then your view count will go up. But vidIQ is not going to magically make your view count go up. That is on you, the creator, to put out the content that will get people to watch, and then your view will go up gradually.
Since we're not doing channel ads today, but since we are looking at thumbnails and titles today, and I did pull up the creators channel in the background just because I was curious, I want to recommend to you the tool. Maybe you weren't here a little bit earlier, but I want to recommend to you the tool that we talked about earlier. Since you're using vidIQ anyway, so this is their channel, and looking at your thumbnails, I think you could be doing a lot better. I think you could be doing a lot less text, so on and so forth, and a few things you could do. Look for the name of this game in the title or in the search bar and see what other folks are doing. Or the next time you're going to upload a video, again, use this tool. So this is a different video this time. YouTube monetization, you need to know this. So maybe we want to rank for literally the term YouTube monetization. For you, it's the name of your game, right, that you're covering. And now you can see your thumbnail alongside everybody else's. I want you to specifically use this tool. And here's the thing. I can't show you a button that's going to fix whatever's wrong with the video. This is the part that comes down to you as the creator. This is why we say it's a toolbox. This is why we say it's not a magic potion, like Viper just put it. You have to be judgmental of your own content and say, maybe my thumbnail could be better. Maybe because all these other creators aren't using as much text as I'm using, or so on and so forth. That is how vidIQ helps. That is how our tools work for you. But you have to look inside yourself as a creator. You have to be willing to judge your own content in that way. And that is what makes a successful creator.
Oh, damn, dropping that fire. Love it. Damn.
All right. You are welcome. Please do take a look at those tools, and good luck. All right, let's see. Going back to looking for some questions. Been doing YouTube for about 2 to 3 months. Currently at 450 subscribers. Average about 1 to 200 views a video. Is that good? Everyone's journey is going to be different. But if you've been doing YouTube for 2 to 3 months, I imagine there are creators here who may have been doing this longer and not getting the views you're getting. So yeah, I mean, in that regard, in that perspective, yes, of course. But everyone's journey is going to be different. I don't want you to compare yourself to others.
Yeah, don't do that.
Compare yourself to yourself.
Yes.
You don't have the data for other channels in your niche or any other channel at all. Like some channels like ours are nice enough to show you some of our data, but comparing your channel to ours wouldn't do you any good. But you do have data and deep analytics, by the way, for your channel. And you know what's working on your channel, and you can double down on it and you can improve. So always be comparing yourself to yourself.
Yeah, as long as your next video is better than your last video, you are doing it correctly. All right,
go ahead. There's nothing wrong with the 1% way of thinking too. Every time you make a video, try to improve in some aspect of the creator process by 1%. Don't put the pressure on yourself of making all the changes at once. Give it that 1% every single time.
Indeed. So I'm looking at the question from Lubava Craft, and they ask, what is more important, release video in time or make video better and release it later? I don't know what release video in time means for you, but I
Oh,
would,
maybe like a topical thing?
yeah, maybe. Um, I would say making the best video possible is the more important aspect. Releasing videos in a timely manner, I mean, that's nice, but if the video crap, not really going to mean much. So I would say take more time to make the video the best it can be, and then release it when it's ready.
Yeah, it's going to really depend on your topic too. I'd be curious to see what this channel is about. Just judging by their avatar, I'm going to guess they do like home renovations. Uh, and if that's the case, then yes, uh, throw some quality, throw some polish on the video. Make sure that your retention doesn't dip because the video looks like the same for too long, right? You want some B-roll in there. You want a lot of pattern interrupts, and you want to get going on keeping your retention high. If you were giving news updates about something, like when the community tab launched to channels at 500 subscribers, I didn't spend a lot of time on the thumbnail or the editing or anything. I'm like, this, I need to get the story out there. And in those cases, yes, I did slack off on the editing, but I had to get that video out at a certain time. I had to get it out by the end of the day. I only had so much time to work that day, and it was a breaking news story. So it can really depend.
All right, Dan, can we have a sidebar real quick?
Yes.
So I'm gonna assume that most of y'all probably didn't watch the live stream yesterday. So I think we need to have a quick sidebar about pattern interrupting. What does that mean, and how we and creators can use them? And you and Rob are a hell of a lot better than me at this. So can you explain how do you implement pattern interrupting in your content and the vidIQ content, Mr. Dan?
Yeah. So let's actually look at a video example here of what a pattern interrupt might be. And so here's Rob sitting in a different position, by the way. There was one. Oh, there's one. Oh, now we got another one. So a pattern interrupt is when something's happening on the screen like this, Rob, and then it punches in and it punches back out. Oh, there's another one. We got, Rob Wilson's title in the company. Pretty soon, here he's going to throw in some B-roll. Here we go. This is B-roll. So Rob is still talking behind this, as indicated by the captions, but as he's still talking over it, there's other things on the screen relevant to what he's saying. So these are all pattern interrupts, and everything that happens on the screen is going to help hold your attention. It's kind of like, it's the reason why when you want to get someone's attention, what's your first instinct? It's this, is to flap your arms up and down. And that's what you're doing in the video constantly. You're always flapping your arms up and down. Over here, look over at me talking about the thing. So if your video stays stale for too long, that's a great way to get people to get bored and click off. That's why we encourage you to use as much as you can in terms of pattern interrupts.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Let's see here. We're going to refresh chat.
So Bert is asking what to do when you have inactive subscribers. I don't know if there's too much as a creator you can do except just make relevant content. YouTube is going to trim the fat for you. Every now and then, YouTube has its own purge where it will literally get rid of inactive subscribers off your channel, or subscribers that it might feel are bots or whatever. So YouTube kind of handles that for you. But as a creator, there's not much you can do except just make relevant content to the audience that you are trying to target at that particular time.
Yeah. The thing to do when you've inactive subscribers is, in your brain, hit the reset button. Understand that the longer you're away from YouTube, the less sticky those subscribers are going to be. I've referenced this earlier today. My old gaming channel is sitting at about 44,000 subscribers. If I were to relaunch it today, I would go in with the assumption that I have 0 subscribers. And going in with that assumption, I would consider just making a new channel, which is exactly what I did, because the viewers that will come back probably won't like what I'm doing now anyway, because in my case, I was pivoting to another topic altogether. So it's probably not even for them anymore. But if I were to relaunch that channel with similar content, I would just go in assuming no one's going to watch and be thankful when I see some familiar names pop up in the comments. But that is a strategy in which I've just suggested you've come back to YouTube. You will gain inactive subscribers over time. That's why the returning viewers metric is the one you want to look at. That's the better pulse of your channel. That's the thing that's going to show you how your channel is doing today, right here, right now. And I'll show you what that looks like now that my screen, everything should be working. So if you were in your YouTube analytics from the YouTube studio, you would click on, I believe it's audience. Yep. This is what returning viewers looks like. So we're going to hit 1 million subscribers soon. Go us. For the last 28 days, we've had 222,000 people return to the channel. So does that mean we have, 750,000, 750,000 inactive subscribers? Yes and no. I mean, it's seasonal. People come and they go. But this is the indicator. This is what tells us, like, specifically, these are people who returned to your channel. And then when you scroll around, when you look, you realize that 69% of our audience isn't even subscribed to vidIQ. That represents a large portion of these returning viewers. And the last thing I'll say about this before I go find some water is that the subscribe button on YouTube is like the like button for your whole channel. You see it underneath every single video. I'm on our channel right now. How about this one? We didn't get to look at these thumbnails, but I love even though they use text in their food thumbnails, I love Binging with Babish. If we click on one of these videos, this is by the way, Squid Games reference here. Fantastic. Everyone's like taking advantage of Squid Games in all these different ways on YouTube. I love to see it. If I hit the subscribe button to Binging with Babish, look how close it is to the like button. Look how close it is to all these buttons. This is like, I hit this once and I'm subscribed probably forever, unless I unsubscribe, which people rarely do. So I've hit the like button on this channel one time ever, and that's it. It's not a metric of success. We all look at it. We all hold it in this high regard, but subscribers are not what tell you how your channel is currently doing today in real time. It tells you the overall journey. It's a broader story. It is likes on a channel over this amount of time. And it's a cool thing to see go up, and YouTube gives it some weight in terms of goals, things you unlock when you gain certain levels of subscribers, but it doesn't mean anything when it comes to views on your videos day by day.
Nope. All right, so somebody's asking a question that I just addressed not too long ago. Daryl ND asks, is not asking for subscribers to attract potential subscribers and good analytics? Again, actually verbally asking for subscribers will increase your subscriber count. Again, like we alluded to earlier in the live stream, a lot of times people are watching your videos and they might forget to hit subscribe, or if people are not familiar with YouTube, I know there are people that are not familiar with how YouTube works, but if there are people watching your video who are not familiar with how YouTube works, then they don't know to hit the subscribe button. So they're not going to hit it unless you verbally tell them to. So it is important to have that call to action in your video, asking them to hit the subscribe button. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this. If you're just against it and it's just not something that you're comfortable with, then don't do it. But if you want your channel to grow, you have a much better chance of your channel actually growing if you ask them to hit that button. So do with that information what you will.
Yeah. Test it. I mean, try 10 videos where you ask people to subscribe. Try 10 videos where you ask them to like something instead of subscribing. I would never ask too much of your audience, while they're trying to watch a video, is my personal rule of thumb. But try asking, try not asking. See, then look a few days later after you test those 20 videos and see the results. All right, let me see. I'm trying to decipher one of these questions here. It's not really a question. It's like more of a clarification. So, okay, I think I understand. So Tech We Love says, so basically, going back to pattern interrupts, basically it's better to edit videos at 720p on something like DaVinci Resolve with multiple videos having interruptions than having a quality 4K video or 1080 video. So I think this person's problem is that their computer can't really handle 4K or 1080 footage. And so that's part of their quality issue. In your case, then yes, if you're just not getting the video done because you have a physical barrier keeping you from editing that, at a quick rate, 720 is still a perfectly respectable quality to stream at, to upload at. People watch on mobile a lot, so you could upload at 1080 or even 4K, and you're not losing a whole lot if you see the video at 720. So that is one way to look at it. Were you gonna say something?
Oh, no, but I will jump in here real quick. I was just going to add in there that depending on if they're watching on their phone via Wi-Fi or a cellular network, if they're watching on a cellular network, chances are their maximum output is 720p anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes they can't even control it. So in your case, but again, going back to investing in yourself in the future as you grow on YouTube, try investing in your setup a little bit. You want to get to a point where you can make 4K videos, if that's what you want to do. And I understand as a video editor myself, I understand that the more elements you add to a video, the more everything slows down. So one of the things you would do as an investment into yourself would be to upgrade your equipment. But make that a future goal.
All right, Dan, looks like we need to have a vidIQ tool demonstration real quick. Hyper USA wants to know, how do I best set up trend alerts in vidIQ to identify new hot videos to potentially piggyback off?
What was the channel name?
Hyper USA.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find it. Oh, I see it. Okay. Trend alerts. Let's look at trend alerts real quick. So I will go down here. Trend alerts. All right. So this video will give you a bit of a demonstration. And I can't seem to get it to go away.
There's an X in the top.
I thought that was for the whole window. Yeah, that's for the whole window.
Oh, is that? Oh.
We do have some trend alerts set up here, though. All right. So the way this works, I guess we could create a new one to go through it. We did do a live stream on this, which you might want to look for, where we dive a little bit deeper, but I'll give you a very quick overview. So what you would do is create a new alert, right? And you can name it whatever you want to call it. In this case, we called this one greater than 5K on Minecraft. So that just kind of gives you that rough idea of what that trend alert is set up to do, to show us. So the views per hour threshold in this case is 5,000. And the keyword we're getting alerts on is Minecraft. So when you would create a new alert, you would call, let's try and think of something this could be. Let's call it Stardew. Stardew alert, right? Oh, yeah. And then the keyword in this case would be separated by commas if we want. So we could do Stardew, Stardew Valley, and Stardew Valley update. This is a game for anyone who doesn't know. The category in that case would be gaming. And then you can even, if you've set up your competitors, you can add in competitors to become factored into the trend alerts. So specifically, you're seeing alerts because your competitors are making similar content. So it ties right into that. The views per hour threshold is basically the most important one. That, to me anyway, that's what's telling you how many views an hour this content is getting, which helps you understand how relevant it is. I'm going to hit 500. Stardew's an older game. And before we do anything else, we already get some alerts here. So this is these keywords in for 500, getting 500 views an hour and it's telling us how many days ago Call Me Kevin uploaded a video with the keyword Stardew Valley, and it's getting an impressive amount of views per hour. From 4 days ago, it's getting 2,600 views per hour right now. That's pretty impressive. And then we have another one here from 4 days ago getting 1,400 views an hour. So that's really interesting. So we're seeing this older game still getting some views per hour. And then you might keep tweaking this a little bit here and there, different keywords, different things like that, to see, like, let's look at 100 views per hour. I haven't even saved the keyword yet. Now we're seeing people in the hundreds. So 393, 321. Who wouldn't like to have 242 views per hour on one of their videos right now? You know what I mean? So play with these once you get your keywords set up. Once you like everything, you can set up the email frequency. It'll actually email you whenever, with a report of these, basically. So you could tell it to email you every day, every 2 days, every week, every month. And then when you hit create alert, that's exactly what will happen. But you can use the tool without even going that far. As you can see, I'm already getting valuable information. I haven't even create alert yet. So hopefully that helps. I definitely recommend setting up your competitors too. In this case, we would probably be looking for competitors in the Stardew Valley niche, Stardew Valley channels, both big and small.
Excellent, Dan. Excellent.
I'm going to leave the next one to you. I need to take a very quick break.
All right. Yeah, go get some water, man. I'll handle it. Although I can't really highlight the comment, but I will see what we got here. Also, shout out to all of y'all that are rocking into the live stream today. Appreciate y'all being here, hanging with me and Dan on the vidIQ Q&A live stream. We do this every Wednesday. Well, Dan does it every Wednesday. I alternate Wednesday, so I won't be here until the Wednesday after next. But Dan and Rob, or one of us, some of us will be here every Wednesday to answer you guys some questions and talk about a YouTube-centric topic. So, with that being said, let Viper go to the next question that I see here, and I will see. I had one and I missed it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Can't see. Okay, a lot of y'all are asking about your metrics and your numbers, and is such and such number, such and such subscriber number good, or is such and such view count good? Listen, all of that information is relative, and it's relative to you. There is no good or bad metric as far as how many subs you get or how many views you get within a certain amount of time that you've been on the platform. We are all on our own individual journeys. And what we will tell you here at vidIQ is that you should not be comparing yourself to your favorite creators or either other creators in your niche. There are so many variables at work that you cannot control, that you have no control over, that influence how many subscribers you get, how many views you get, this, that, and the other. So trying to ask if such and such subscriber count is good or if such and such view count is good, that's a fool's errand. Don't do that. What you should be focused on are things that you can control. Your video quality, your production quality, your delivery, your content. Focus on the things that you can control as a creator and worry less about the things that you can't control. Because if you spend too much time worrying about your view count or your sub count, that is a quick way to burn out, especially if you don't get the numbers that you think you should get. And trust me, there are going to be times where you don't get those numbers. So stop focusing on the number per se and just focus on the content. The content is key. Serving your audience is key. Because the most important part of this whole creator journey is serving your audience. Find out what your audience wants and needs from you and give them that content, because that's more important than your subscriber count. That's more important than your view count. If you serve your audience, if you give them what they want, what they need, how they need it, how they want it, everything else will literally take care of itself. So some of y'all are asking the wrong question. So worry less about your own individual milestones and worry more about how you can serve your audience. And I promise you, everything else will take care of itself in the long run. Welcome back, Dan.
Thanks. Thank you for taking care of that. All right. We'll go back to looking for some questions. Sounds like you just hit them with some truth bombs.
I tried, man. I tried.
All right. Let's see here.
Okay. Oh, here's another one. Okay. Again, we have Hufnan speaks as, which vidIQ tool is best for a new user? Okay. When you're a new user, I think the best way to go about getting an audience or building views and things like that is targeting search. I guess that considers all about what content that you are doing, but a lot of times you can target search. And the way to target search with vidIQ, we have a keyword search ranking tool within our creator tools that we have that will literally show you what are high value keyword terms and phrases that you can use to try to rank in search. Oh, I think we even have a ranking tool in there too. So concentrate on the keyword tool, the search ranking tool. And when you're a new person, I think that'll help you out more than anything else that we have, until you get a better understanding of how YouTube works. And then you can go into our higher level tools. But if you're a new vidIQ user, keyword ranking and the search ranking is probably going to serve you best. Do you agree, Dan, or is there something else I'm missing?
There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, guys, it always depends on like your goal. But yeah, it's if you're a new vidIQ user, maybe you're newer to YouTube as well. Keyword Inspector is a great suggestion. I've just thrown in some keywords here: Minecraft, modded Minecraft, and Minecraft 1.17. And if we hit search, we're going to get a whole slew of videos. We have the top 10 trending videos for those terms. We have, a listing of the keywords that were provided, in this case, the score. So the word Minecraft, the overall score is 59 out of 100, meaning it's pretty decent. The search volume is very high, but the competition is also high. So that's where that score comes from. A lot of people are searching for this, which is good, but a lot of people are delivering on that, which is not so good. So it's kind of a mixed bag. But then when you get more specific, like modded Minecraft, still a very healthy search volume here. And the competition is still very high. So you want to keep playing with these. And then it gives you related keywords. And this is where things kind of open up, because now you're looking at like, oh, but I hadn't considered Minecraft Hardcore. It looks like the competition there is very, very high, though. And then you just keep looking until you find the right combination, not only for you, but for the score as well. So you're looking for this number to be as close to 100 as it can get in that case. But where this also lives is on YouTube itself. When you are, I'm trying to find like a good way to get back to the YouTube. I'll just do this. So when you're using the actual search functions and you type in Minecraft, those same results broken down in a different way come up in our search panel, which is right here. You can turn it on and off. So it's showing us the term Minecraft. The top creator is actually the channel Minecraft, but certain creators will pop up in the space, so you get to kind of see who's dominating the search term. And now we have a better visualization of that score we were talking about earlier. Same score, just more visualized. So you don't want this competition to be in the red. That means you're competing with a lot of people. It's Minecraft. It's one of the hardest things to compete for, right? Like it's freaking Minecraft, man. So, but look at that search volume. Still to this day, like everybody is watching Minecraft content still. It's amazing. So that is something you'll use right away as you're doing your research. But now we have daily ideas as well. So, install vidIQ and let daily ideas kind of help you get some content that's going to get you some views.
Mm. That daily ideas AI, man, it's fierce.
Absolutely. All right. Do you think you should stick to one font throughout all your content, thumbnails, branding? So, okay, or have different fonts for different types of videos, on demand, live streams, etc. I like using the same font across everything personally. I think while you could differentiate your streams and your videos, your streams are already going to be differentiated by the fact they are streams. I think that if your live stream goes live and people are used to seeing a certain thumbnail style for you, but that thumbnail style looks way different when the live stream is up, they might not know that's even you. So having the font similar is an easy way to help brand your thumbnails.
Yes. Consistency across branding is key. If you go online and type in Viper the way I have it spelled and search for Viper, I am literally Viper on every platform known to man. And that is so important for branding and being discovered and people finding you in general. So if you can keep the same font throughout all your thumbnails, that will become distinctly your font. And then when people see it, they will know that, oh, that's the Arden Haven. Let me go check her out. So yeah, if you can keep that font consistent, there you go.
Right.
We are perplexed, Dan.
Now I'm just looking at questions here. I'm trying to decipher this one. I think I know. When it comes to YouTube titles, descriptions, and tags, I know the tag space says to use it for misspelled words. Does YouTube treat numbers, words and numbers, or words and symbols the same? I think it understands. If you could type it into the search bar, you can put it in your tags, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I think it's just another piece of data. I don't think they differentiate between their words and numbers. It's just data to the algorithm.
Yeah, because if you were to use, I'm trying to think of a word here, spam, right? And you changed out the letter A for the number 4 because maybe a creator or something commonly uses that. That might be a misspelling you would want to include. And YouTube would, you put in your tags. I would assume, yeah, that's a way to misspell something, putting a number in it. So I wouldn't be afraid to do that. I wouldn't overthink it. I'm sitting here overthinking it and realizing that tags, it's good to fill them out, but they don't hold the weight they used to. So I would, try some stuff. Certainly anytime there's a common misspelling, and if you're finding that symbols are a common thing to put, then put them in the tags. They definitely can't hurt anything.
So I have always known that people use tags for misspelling words, but for whatever reason, it did not click within my brain until almost 3.5 years later of me doing YouTube that I should probably put different variations of Viper in my tags. So when people type that in, they could actually find me. So I didn't actually start doing that until this year. I put different variations of how you spell Viper into my tags. And that is a good way to be if you have a name that's hard to spell or not spelled normally like Viper, like the way I spell Viper, putting the different variations in your tag can definitely help. Wish I would have recognized that 3 years ago. What the hell?
That's how Viper spells Viper, just as a reference there.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here. Looking for questions.
We are question hunting. Okay, again, you guys are asking us particular questions about your channels and your thumbnails, and we're not doing that today. So I'm sorry to let you guys know we're not really peeking at channels. I mean, Dan might do it if he needs to dig a little deeper, but generally speaking, on Wednesday we just handle things at a more general level. We don't really dig into individual channels on a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Definitely joins for Tuesday channel audits.
Yes.
If you are at a certain place on YouTube and you're looking for that extra bit of help, we also have Boost Plus coaching. Check out our plans. Boost Plus coaching is not going to be for everybody, but it is the opportunity to work one-on-one with one of our YouTube channel coaches and get some really deep insights.
Oh, okay. We have a good question from Nick O. Wolf, and he asked, "Is sticking to your upload schedule daytime a good thing for the algorithm?" I'm so glad you asked this, because I'm so glad you phrased the question the way that you phrased it. So when you say, is it a good thing for the algorithm, Nick, what you need to realize, and I've said it before in these live streams, and I will tell you guys again, when you all think about the algorithm is not a robot as you all think the algorithm is. The algorithm is real people, the people that watch your videos, your content. So when you ask, should you stick to a day and time, is that good for the algorithm? The more important question is it good for your audience to know when to inspect your content? Yes. Think about your favorite TV show. It's on a schedule, right? Every Thursday, 7 p.m., you know that your favorite TV show will come on at that same day, that same time. You know that at that day, at that time, that is when that show is going to come on and you can watch. So creating content is a lot like that. If your audience can come to expect a day and time to watch that content, yes, that is definitely key. That's helpful.
What I will say, earlier I was talking about how it seemed like the day and time I was uploading was conflicting with folks' school schedules, right? I decided I'm not going to be afraid to test out a new schedule entirely, and that's what I did. I'm happy with the results. It's early days in my test, and I'm going to try to keep mixing it up. Try to upload on days that I know people are not generally around, because I was kind of going through a few different phases with the content as well. So there could be a number of factors. I'm assuming it has everything to do with seasonality, but just testing the days and times is like the thing I'm doing. So yeah, I'd say it's definitely important to stick to the schedule. However, if you have a good reason to kind of move things around, don't be afraid to do that. Don't feel locked in. Maybe it's a mental health thing. Maybe you've committed to 5 days a week and you just can't do it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I always caution this, not to go against anything you just said, Viper. I always caution this because I want people to understand that your YouTube channel isn't this fragile thing that if you drop it one time, it's going to shatter forever. It's just not how it works. You have plenty of room to test anything you want to test.
No, but you just made my point for me, Dan. I love it, because you said you changed your schedule because your audience, at least some of them, were going back to school. So you change your content schedule around to meet that audience where they are, as far as them being available to watch your content. And again, when we talk about changing your date and time for the algorithm, or setting a schedule for the algorithm, again, the algorithm is people, is real people. Dan switched his schedule to accommodate the people that he is targeting. He's not changing it for a robot. He changed it because he found out that some of his audience were not available at the time that he originally scheduled his content. Again, he's not changing it for an algorithm. He's changing it for real people that he wants to watch his content, and he wants his content to be available to them when they are available to watch it. There you go.
If you can only upload once a month due to your health, that is the right amount to upload.
Yep.
That at the end of the day, that would mean, like, for me, I would be thinking about all the aspects of my video, and I want to make sure that video targets the right audience. It's going out to the right people. That's what's going to get it in front of people. If your upload schedule is once a month, your upload schedule is once a month. It's always better to have more shots to the target. Of course it is. But if you take that time between uploads to strategize, yes, you can definitely grow. I believe this. You could definitely grow at once a month uploads. It may not be as quick as you could with weekly uploads, for example. But it comes down to you as the creator. Like, if you can't for your health, you're just gonna, but you try anyway, you may just burn out and it might just be worse results. You know what I mean? So once a month, that's your upload schedule. Nothing wrong with that at all.
I tell you guys all the time, your upload schedule is basically depending on your lifestyle, your workflow. It is independent of everything else. It is literally up to you and what you can do.
Yeah. All right. Still looking here for questions. We have a few more minutes.
We do. Ooh. Oh, okay. No, I'm not going to shoot him. We've been shooting him a lot.
I think I see one here, but it disappeared on me. Oh, wait. I don't know.
All right, we got a question.
Oh.
We'll throw this one at Dan from Delusional Bob. He says, I have a gaming channel. Do I have to focus on a specific niche, or can I do videos on multiple games and do more videos on those games that bring views? I do daily uploads.
I'm going to say okay, I'm kind of curious here.
See, now he needs to dig deeper. This is when we dig deeper. When we have to dig deeper, we will dig deeper. Now we're digging deeper.
Just looking here. Daily uploads. Looks like first-person shooters, and I'm going to say that you're playing the same game currently. It looks like it's all Call of Duty Mobile. Yeah. What I'll say is that it's while you can play other first-person shooter games, I wouldn't go far beyond that box because you're building an audience of people who like first-person shooters. But specifically, in your case, you are building an audience of returning viewers who are going to have the better chance of returning if you upload another Call of Duty mobile gameplay video. So whether you're getting bored of the game or whatever it is, and you're thinking about switching games, I would pivot to another first-person shooter. I would not do back and forth uploads though. It's I think a surefire way to confuse your audience. They subscribed for a Call of Duty mobile video, and then the next day you're playing Fortnite, and it's not what they subscribed for. And so that's one recommendation that YouTube gives to them, and they go, no thanks. YouTube will remember this, So you don't want to give people opportunities to ignore your videos. The goal is to build up this base of people who always return to your content. I hope that helps. It's the advice we give all the time, but I know a lot of people like to experiment with a lot of different games. It's just tough. It's an uphill battle.
Gaming questions, I'll defer to Dan. He's the gaming creator here.
Do you think having games in titles is worth more than having them only in tags? I see creators leaving games out of titles these days. I'm doing it too. Sometimes I'm not. I'm experimenting with it myself. I think, just like thumbnails, like Minecraft, for example, I see people still using the Minecraft logo in their thumbnails, but we all know what Minecraft looks like. If you don't play the game, you know what it looks like. There's merch, it's everywhere. So if you're playing a game that's ubiquitous, if you're playing a game that just everybody knows about, you might be able to not even put the title in your description, in your tags, and then make sure you categorize the game. This is important with gaming. Categorize the game tag. Like, that's another way to tell YouTube, no, YouTube, this is a Minecraft video. Go into your category, make sure the game is listed. As long as you're doing those things, you can definitely test and maybe get away with not having the title of the game. I've had success with that. When you're targeting search, I think it's super important, but especially what you're probably seeing is people targeting discovery, like browse. And they want to leave a lot of room for the emotional pull. And sometimes the game makes the title just that much longer. And they're like, I don't need the title to be this long, so I'm going to get rid of the game. Everyone knows Minecraft, so I'm going to get rid of the name Minecraft. So test it. Yeah, I think, and I know I've had experiences where, yeah, I've had success.
So this person, Startfly, keeps asking where should I put down my video ideas? Put them down anywhere. I mean, you got a notes app on your phone, put them in your notes app. If you got a piece of paper and pen, put it on a piece of paper. Wherever you can get to them readily, that's where you put them down. I mean, there's no special process to that. Wherever you can get to them.
Yeah. Category isn't something I look at. It's for me, I have this thing in my head that, like, it exists, so I need to fill it out. I'll show you where category lives. YouTube understands what these games are. They made these categories for a reason. So let me show you this real quick. If you come down here, there's this more from YouTube section, probably very underutilized from a viewer standpoint. But if you click on gaming, all the videos that pop up here, like this is kind of YouTube's version of Twitch, right? So if we were go into Roblox, every one of these videos has put the category as Roblox. So like if we click on it and we pause it real quick and scroll down, see these big tags right here, Roblox and gaming. This is what it looks like when you categorize your video with Roblox. So, and in this case, the creator did say I played Roblox Squid Games, but that's to me a relevant search term. This plays into search really, really well. So you would want both of those names in the title in this case. But anyway, yes, look at categories, use them. Even if you don't feel like viewers are using the section, YouTube is obviously using this section. YouTube is categorizing these things. And this is where the categories don't make or break anything, in my opinion. But if they did, gaming would be the one place they're most important. And I've always felt this about the category section.
There we go. All right, we have time for maybe one more question, and then we have to bid you all adieu. Let's see. Okay, no, not that one. Can we go back up here? So Malia B asks, I use the vidIQ app for hashtag. When will I start seeing the views on my videos? I upload consistently, especially this month for Vlogtober. I guess my first question is, how long have you been making videos? Again, I've said it a few times already today, and I'm gonna tell you all again. vidIQ is not a magic pill. It is not a magic potion. It still requires the creators to go out there and do the work. All we do is give you tools to understand how YouTube works a little bit better. It is up to you to go out there and put in the work, create the content that the people want to watch. You know, I can't really curse on this live stream, and I don't really curse in general, but one of my creator friends who kind of blew up over the past year or so gave me some very poignant advice a couple of years ago. And he basically told me to make stuff that matters. That's not the exact wording that he used, but that's what I'm going to use for you guys. So make stuff that matters. Make stuff that people will want to watch. If you do that, you will get views, because the whole point of making videos is to get people to watch your content. And in order for you to do that, you have to make content that is relative to whatever subject matter or topic that you are talking about. Make stuff that matters, period.
One thing I will add is just on hashtags alone. Hashtags on YouTube have been around for a while, and unlike other social platforms, they're not very helpful for getting discovered on YouTube. YouTube is doing different things with them. Like they've just introduced something called pivot pages, and this is where the hashtag shorts kind of comes in. So if you were to look for hashtag shorts, anytime you do a hashtag now that's at least popular enough, it pops up this pivot page, and you click on it, and now any video with using this hashtag, it pops up here, and it has its own little recommendation system in here. So like videos from 2 days ago, 21 hours ago, it's all over the place. These are just all the videos using the hashtag shorts. Even if people were searching for content this way on YouTube, your best case scenario is falling into a popular category like this. And you can see how hard it would be for your channel to show up and get discovered from here. So don't rely, the moral of this story right now is don't rely on hashtags, at least today in 2021, to get views. Maybe in the future some changes are made, but it's not like Twitter. Like a place like that, you would rely on hashtags to fall into a certain category. But on YouTube, there's a lot of other factors at play, and hashtags are probably not one of them. So I wouldn't be relying on those. I'd be worried about making, like Viper said, make stuff that matters, and make sure the titles and the thumbnails, make sure they are, if they can be, make them searchable. Make them have an emotional pull. Make the value clear in the title and the thumbnail to make that viewer click on the video. Those are going to be way more important than ever using hashtags. The only time you should see hashtags in the video title is when it's shorts. And even then, this isn't even required. This is just something that's recommended. So like Jake Feldman does not need to be doing this, but it was recommended, and he's always done it, so he's doing it. That's the only time you should ever see a hashtag, in my opinion, in the title. Otherwise, put them in the description if you want, but don't rely on them.
Yes, indeed. And on that note, you all, we have enjoyed our time with you all, but we must go. Thank you guys for showing up today. Appreciate it. I guess I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Dan will see you next week. And yeah.
We'll be back on Tuesday with channel audits. We'll be back on Wednesday with another Q&A live stream. And yes, Rob will be joining in for that one. And yeah, should be fun. Thank you, Viper. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you to everybody who dropped by. Leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. And
also, I guess I'll do a self plug before I leave here. For those of y'all who do or don't listen to the Tube Talk podcast that vidIQ has, this episode is going to be out tomorrow. And Dan and Rob interviewed me. Since I am the newest member here at Team vidIQ, they wanted to interview me for the podcast. So I am this week's guest on the Tube Talk podcast. So if you haven't checked out the vidIQ podcast, it's called Tube Talk. Tube Talk, all one word, not two words. Tube Talk, all one word. If you search it, it should say Tube Talk hosted by vidIQ or something like that. That's how you know you have the right podcast. But yeah, I'll be this week's guest. That episode should be out tomorrow. And yeah, check it out. Should be pretty good.
Get it wherever you get podcasts.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.